Hi, my name is Claire, and today we are reminiscing about the videos I've made over the past year, so please stick around. Hi friends, my name is Claire, and this is my channel, Woodshed Theory. Here, I make content about what it is like to live as an adult on the autism spectrum, and whatever else feels good to me. So if that sounds good to you, or if you're feeling particularly gracious today, and I hope that you are, please go ahead and click the subscribe button, ring the bell. I almost forgot to mention that I put out videos 3 times a week. Happy 2022, my friends. We have made it through one more year. 2021 was definitely a year of change for me. I came out per se publicly on the internet as autistic. I started a new LLC, Woodshed Theory. I started making videos for my YouTube channel, Woodshed Theory, and I had the goal to make videos about the things that I liked, and also doing that while spreading awareness of autism for late diagnosed individuals, and hopefully help people come to the realization that they might be on the spectrum too, or show people that being on the spectrum is not a death sentence and that you can have a life. I thought it might be fun to do a video about the things I've recorded in the past year and what I've learned. And this video sucks and I did my makeup and everything. I'm currently sitting at about 120-25 videos. We've done a lot of work this year. I have filmed 3 times a week and uploaded 3 times a week for the past 9 months, except for the month that I was moving. It's a lot of videos to get through, and I realized that if I talk at length about all of them, it's just gonna be forever. So I'll just try and go through the videos, only spend a few seconds on each one unless it was an important video to me, and yeah, let's see how it goes. So the first video that I made was called A New Beginning, Woodshed Theory. Thumbnail says talking about it. If you haven't watched my first video, it only has 626 views. I suggest that you go and watch it. I have brown hair and I am super nervous to talk about being on the spectrum. It took a long time to figure out what I was gonna say, and then even after I filmed it, I had several friends watch it. It was just a big moment for me, and I was super nervous about sharing that I was on the spectrum with people. I didn't know how it was gonna go. Flash forward, it's gone so well and I'm so grateful. But yeah, that's my first video, me talking about being on the spectrum publicly for the first time. Then I made several very nice crafting videos. So at the first few videos that I did, I was pretty scared of talking to the camera. So I thought I would just share some of my skill sets in crafting. So if you're into that, I did a DIY Pet Forage Mat. I made a tutorial going over a crochet square from this beautiful Russian lady who crochets on YouTube. She only had her video in Russian, so I made an explanation in English. Made the DIY heart pet bed video, which teaches you how to make a heart-shaped pillow for your pet, and it was a fail, guys. Not that good. It only has 37 views, and there's a reason for that. I did not have so much fun making it, and it's not very useful. I mean, nobody's making a heart-shaped pillow for their pet, so I get it. I think then I filmed my first I Learned to Crochet video and did a whole haul of things that I had already crocheted, my first crochet projects. So if you love yarn things, check that out. Next video I put up definitely helped me as far as learning how to use keywords in your videos. So this was surprise, it's autism, and I went further into how I learned I was on the spectrum, my reaction to that, and adjusting to life as a newly diagnosed autistic person. Oh, then we did the first part of I sewed my own Target pandemic dress. I sewed a prairie dress based off of the dresses they were selling in Target at the time. I have two parts to that video. They came out separately. The first is just me sewing the dress. The next is me doing the accessories for the dress, and it's done in a really silly style where I write a letter to my father about life during the pandemic. So if you like that kind of thing, I think you'll think it's funny. Came my first video about answering autism questions, and I talked about should we tell kids that they are on the spectrum and my opinions on that. But if you're interested in that question, definitely check that one out. Next came one of my most popular videos where I did the Little Crochet Friends rabbit review, and it was also called the 1-Star Craft Challenge. I just made that up, but I found a really funny crochet rabbit kit that had a 1-star rating, and I tried to recreate it at home. That was very popular. I did my first video outing myself for OCD. I have OCD, not the cute kind. And I just go into my experience with OCD, what that's been like as an adult dealing with it. Then came my most popular video, which I know everyone's gonna wanna watch. It is the premiere Just Chenille yarn Dollar Tree yarn review. I think I just hit all of the keywords here. Dollar Tree, yarn, premiere. I must have hit the keyword lottery because I've had almost 7,000 views on this video. So thank you, Dollar Tree, for your help. I think I spent $12 on the yarn, and you really helped me get my watch hours in, so I appreciate it. Then I gave you all a tour of my old bunny enclosure. I have 2 rabbits, Timmy and Benny. Next came a video on what not to say to autistic people. This is a great video to send to an autism ally. Maybe they're saying all of the wrong things, but they really want to be supportive. I think this video is very helpful. Next came an AliExpress rabbit supply haul. Very fun video if you have rabbits, recommend. 5 things I wish I knew about autism before I was diagnosed. Really, that's just me going over all of the misgivings that I had about what autism was before I found out that I was on the spectrum. Next 2 videos were voiceover videos for me. I don't know if there's any speaking at all in them, actually. One is painting the ceiling in my rabbit's house like a starscape, and the next one was just my cleaning routine for the bunnies. I was having a rough week, and I just decided that I wasn't going to talk in my videos, but I still wanted to put them out, so this is what you got. The next video was about autism and eye contact and why autistics suck at eye contact. Plant hauls. One was from the garden center, and one was from local Bay Area houseplant sellers. Next video was a favorite of mine. Mentally ill people don't know that they're mentally ill. Just a mental illness awareness video, and just going over kindness and showing grace to people who are sick. Then my rabbit got GA stasis, and I did a video on what to have ready for your rabbit if you know that they're going to get sick, what to have on hand. Oh, another favorite video, Eyewitness Kit's llama casting kit. I've discovered a scandal in this video, so if you enjoy an internet scandal, then I would definitely watch me do that craft kit. The following video was executive dysfunction and autism. This was my first time talking about executive dysfunction, what it is, and how it applies to autistic people. Then came a very popular video where I read through the adult female profile of autism. If you think you may be on the spectrum and you're a female, I highly suggest going to check that out. Then came not my least popular video, but it's down there. And I just want to shout this out for my mother because she made fun of me for making it. I did a video where I labeled all of my plants, which maybe doesn't make sense to you, Mom, but as an autistic person, I want everything labeled. Constantly learning, I want to know all of the scientific names for the plants. Next video was the beginning of the end of my hair, and this is when I bleached my hair for the first time. Maybe I should just go over that whole series. I made 3 videos of me getting my hair as blonde as I wanted. It went well. Would I suggest bleaching your own hair? No. Did I accidentally, months later, fry off the back of my head? Yeah. And it's embarrassing, so do not bleach your own hair. But if you want to watch somebody bleach their own hair and it go well for the first few months, definitely check that out. Then I did 2 great autism videos. One was about autistic burnout and what that meant for me. And the next one was, can you go to college if you are autistic? I really like the can you go to college if you're autistic. It addresses some stereotypes and talks about the positive things about being autistic and going to college, so check that one out. Another plant haul happened after that, Bay Area Nursery, spring 2021. I wonder how many of these plants are still alive. I'm like at a 50-50 success rate, so, or maybe less. Then I did another plant haul where I went to a local plant sale and got a lot of my wish list plants. Oh, then I did that really funny video about the YouTube algorithm. I'd only been on YouTube for a few months and I was wondering why I wasn't famous yet, so I did a video to Al the algorithm. Next up, I reviewed some the Way hairstyling products that I love, and I did a video on social anxiety and autism, which is something that I deal with on a daily basis, so oh, then I did Jesus' birthday. Hey, it's my Jesus birthday. I turned 33 this year, called it my Jesus birthday because that is the year that our Lord was crucified, so it's terrible. Yeah, if you want to hear about a little bit more about my upbringing and why I thought this was so important, I would definitely check out that video because it's one of my favorite videos, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful, I'm just making light of a situation. Ooh, then I filmed my most controversial video. I got the vaccine, and then I talk about autism and vaccine. I can't believe that was 7 months ago already. Gotta get my booster. I thought that this video was so funny, and I'm sorry that it came out before most of you were here. I should have saved my good ideas for last. But the whole video is about how vaccines do not cause autism, and about how I just got the vaccine, but for the whole video I made this eyeball for my head so that I like grew a third eye, but I never mentioned it during the whole video, so it's kind of this tongue-in-cheek joke for myself. Love that video. Next, I filmed a video about autism and change and how I hate dealing with change and how I have been trying to work around getting upset when there are changes. Then it was LGBTQTA plus month. I did a very important video about autism and its connection to the gay and queer community, the trans community, so I thought that that was very informative and people seemed to like it, so. The following video, I outed myself that I take psych meds, and I talk about how important they are to me and my well-being, and how other people should try them too if they think it might help. Next video was my first porch coffee. It doesn't say porch coffee, but I was having a rough day and I just got my camera out and started talking about how it was going. So I would say this is my first porch coffee video, so if you like those, start there. Then I did the big video on how I named my channel Woodshed Theory. It's a fun story about Frankenstein, so if you're into that kind of thing, check it out. I did another porch coffee video. I have a playlist for porch coffee videos. This is before it was porch coffee, but any videos that fall under that category I have in a playlist, so I will try and make sure that you all get to see that playlist. Then I did a video about masking and what masking is for people on the spectrum and how it affects our lives. Then I moved, took a month off and I moved. After I moved, 1 month later, I came back with a life update and what I've been doing, my first video in a month. And that was probably the best my hair has looked in a long time. That was before the incident. Then I did my first episode of OCD Diaries, and that was my first and last episode, but I will probably update it soon. Then I just did a short video hanging out with my rabbits that nobody watched, but I enjoyed it, so that's all that matters. Then I did a really helpful video called So I Think I'm on the Spectrum, Now What? If you think you might be on the spectrum or one of your relatives or something, it's a good video to watch for next steps because I know it's easy to feel lost. Next came a very funny video about how I did my makeup in high school. Not many people watched that one either, but it is super funny because I was an awkward, undiagnosed autistic kid. I wore a ton of makeup, so if you are up for a laugh, I would check out that video. Then came my first Lunar Tides hair dye video where I dye my hair periwinkle. This is before Lunar Tides reached out to me, and after a few videos of reviewing their products, they did, and now I'm partnered with them, and I just want to say thank you, Lunar Tide. Another plant haul happened, and I got some really good plants at that one, spent way too much money. Next was another great video, how to show love to an autistic person if you're feeling like you're not connecting with your fellow autist or your autistic relative. This might be a good one to watch. This video was another favorite of mine, another comedy video. Me reading you my diary from 1994. I just read you all of my notebooks from when I was first and second grade, and they're really funny. So if you need a laugh, that's a good one. Then I did a video called Dealing with the Trauma of Late Diagnosis. I was really having a rough time, and I just kind of just talked about how I was feeling and about what it's like to go through all of the emotions of finding out after 30 years that you're on the spectrum. That was a very helpful video for a lot of people, so I'm glad that it was well received because I was just talking about my feelings. Then I did a video where I dyed my hair pink. Then I did a video where I had coffee in bed. Next video I did was called Quarantine Sabbatical, my burnout story. I also know that this was very helpful to a lot of other autistics who watched it. Next, I thought it would be a good idea to show people more about me. So I did a video where I answered like 50 questions about myself. So if you want to know more about me. Then it was Friday the 13th, so I decided to do a video called Scared on the Spectrum, where I discussed why autistic people are so jumpy. It's the anxiety. Then I did a video called Can Autistic People Drive? And that was pretty popular, so if you're wondering can autistic people drive, head on over there to find out. Next was a video called OCD is a Prison, and just talking about how much it held me back in my life and how much better I feel now. Then I did a video called Can Autistic People Have Friends? I love that video because I definitely have better friendships now in my life, knowing that I'm on the spectrum than I've ever had in my life. So definitely, if you're wondering how to have friends or can autistic people have friends, that's a good one. Another porch coffee. This is just around the time of the bleach incident, actually. Then I was going to be out of town, so I did a video, 8 things I love about being on the spectrum and 8 things I hate about being on the spectrum. Those did pretty well. Next video was about mindfulness and how it has helped me with my autism symptoms and how it has helped me to live a better life. Then I did a video about flying on the autism spectrum, what it's like to fly on the autism spectrum, and I gave my tips on how I handle the stress of it. Then I dyed my hair green, Lunar Tide Smoky Green. I love that color. Another porch coffee. Then came how does an autistic person do their makeup? It's just me doing my makeup and talking about how that's a silly question. But ooh, my full plant tour for my house, my full houseplant tour. That almost has 1,000 views on it. People really like that one. Another porch coffee. Next came a video combating indecisiveness within ASD, the hesitant autistic. So how do I handle my feelings of indecisiveness when I am having them. Then I finally did a video about stimming. I was scared to do a video about stimming because I was very late diagnosed and I wasn't even sure that I did stim. I felt uncomfortable talking about it because probably internalized ableism, but I'm so glad that I did because many, many people reached out in support of me and telling me that they had a similar feelings and experience with stimming. Then I did another porch coffee. Then I did a video that went over okay. It's called Why Choose the Autistic. Some people didn't like that wording, but basically it's just a video about how great autistic people are and why you should give them a shot. Ooh, this one was very, very popular. My tips to get shiz done. Overcoming executive functioning. Maybe I should watch that because I've been struggling lately, but I just go through everything that I do when I'm struggling to get back on track. Another porch coffee. Then a sweet subscriber asked me to do a video about how I became comfortable being open about my autism diagnosis. And that was a very popular video as well. So I just talk about where I'm at in that journey and why I'm comfortable talking about it. Another popular video came up, am I autistic enough? This is a question that a lot of ASD late diagnosed people ask themselves. Then I did a yarn review on the Bernat Sheepy yarn. Then I did a really great video about what's going on up there, slower thought processing time in autism. Just talking about how it takes us a little longer to process what's going on and how that isn't necessarily a bad thing. Then I did another porch coffee, just updating where I was at with my mental health. Then I did a video where I just talked to myself in bed, so I would label that a porch coffee. Next was a video on the weird stuff I watch on YouTube as an autistic person, just things I watch that aren't about autism that I am embarrassed about. The following video was Things Can Get Better, International OCD Awareness Week. Then I did a porch coffee / cocoa. Then I went back and looked at all of my autism markers from my early childhood, teenage years, and how it was so obvious to me. That one was very popular as well. Then I did another video of me doing my makeup where I was just getting ready to go see the movie Dune, and I talked about why autistics love sci-fi. Porch coffee. Then I did something called Talking About My Speech Impediment Autism Experiences. This went over really well too. A lot of people on the spectrum also have a speech impediment. So if you have a speech impediment, Jeff, you can check that out. Next video was my first ever sponsored video. Thank you again, Lunar Tides. I dyed my hair with the Lunar Tides Juniper Green and it came out beautifully. Another porch coffee where I talk about Halloween, I guess. Ooh, this one was very popular. Can autistics sense each other? Then I gave myself a haircut after I ruined my hair. Ooh, another good, I made a lot of good videos that I'm proud of. Are autistic people rude? That's a great video to watch. A lot of people think autistic people are rude. Hey all, Editing Claire here. Been editing for hours and I'm almost done, but I realized that I missed 4 videos, so I'm just gonna inject those videos right here. First, what is it like to not be OCD, ASD, just me contemplating how my life would be different without my diagnoses. Then I did another porch coffee where I complain about the flies in my house. Then I took a trip up north with friends for Friendsgiving to the mountains and just did a quick check-in video. Finally, just a video about how things didn't really go to plan that day and how I was dealing with it. That's it. All right, I think I can get this done in the next few minutes. So, overcoming social anxiety for autistics. The holidays are coming. I go over some great tips that I've learned and implemented for myself concerning social anxiety and how I get through the holidays and what's helpful for me. Another porch coffee. Then I did another Everything I've Crocheted in the Fall 2021 video. So this is my second crochet haul. Then I was having a rough week, so I did 2 porch coffees this week, and one of them was just me talking. I don't know. Ooh, we're catching up now. So I did the Lunar Tides Magic Charm and Smoky Mauve hair color. And just to give an update on that, I believe after a month of fading, it's finally more mauve than purple. So something I love about Lunar Tides hair dye is it fades super beautifully, and I've been loving the way that this is looking. Ooh, another porch coffee, except it was on my back porch, called Crawling Through Life, just giving you an update on my life. Then I took a trip to see my parents, and I did a porch coffee where my mom sat and watched me. That was awkward. Coming up to some recent videos, I did the interview with my mother, what's it like raising an undiagnosed autistic kid, and we've had great feedback on that. So if you're an autism parent and you'd like some insight on a daughter-mother relationship, that's a great video. Then I tried vlogging for the first time, and I gave myself a solid C-. Next, I did a huge vintage and new yarn haul of 67 skeins. Some people asked for me to do a baking video with my mother, so we showed you how to bake brown butter chocolate chip cookies. They came out so good. Porch coffee reflecting on my trip. Then my mother interviewed me, which I wasn't expecting, but the video came out really well, and I hope that you check it out. What's it like growing up as an undiagnosed autistic person? Then I did a video asking you to help me to get to 1,000 subscribers before Christmas. We didn't quite make it, but we almost did, and we made it for New Year's, so thank you so much. Then came the Lion Brand Santa Sack. Great review video, followed by some more crochet projects that I did for Christmas, a porch coffee, and a video of me sick in bed. It was the last video of the year. Whale Sounds 2020. So my thoughts. My thoughts after almost a year on YouTube is I'm really excited about how it's going. I would love to do more crafting videos, sewing videos, more videos showing my special interests and talking about my life as a person on the spectrum. Hopefully, you know, maybe some more sponsored videos. That would be really fun. Open to that. Yeah, it's just been a positive experience. I hope that everyone has enjoyed the journey as much as I have. I never thought that this is the way that it would go. And so many people have reached out to me with such kind words, letting me know that my videos are helping them. And I was telling my mother the other day, like, I just never thought I would help anybody with my, how did I word it? My dumb life, my boring life. I never thought that my boring life would be helpful to anybody, and I feel like it has been, and that makes it all worth it. And I know that I'm moving in the right direction. I know that this is the right thing for me right now. So I'm just gonna keep pushing on and keep putting videos out and keep being grateful. I am so happy to have you here. Please comment what kind of videos you liked the best, and I'll try and make more of those this year. But I hope that you had a wonderful New Year's Eve, a wonderful New Year's Day, and I will see you on Wednesday. Bye. Love you guys.